Hello, my friend. I wanted to come on here and share a story that could possibly help you navigate through this crazy world that we live in. More specifically, all the opinions that float around that you intake 10 million times a day via scrolling and other things, of course. But the story I wanted to share, it kind of relates to how we all intake information and how our thoughts work and how our opinions work and how our opinions form. And I'm of the belief that most of our opinions are not our own. And this is influenced by a numerous amount of things. So I guess I'll give you my story and then I'll relate it to the subject matter of today and how we can navigate that. I was 14 years old. My family is very religious, and it's a close-knit religious group and religious teaching that we followed. And I remember going to different groups. It was very eschatological. It was very prophetical and lots of talks of revelation, the coming of the Christ, and lots of prediction-centered arguments or just ideologies being taught. And so I was in that world and thought it was really fascinating. You know, I wanted to be right with God, but my young brain didn't even know what that was. It was more of out of fear that I would pray at night instead of a genuine love for the divine. And so I would latch on to these crazy predictions that other men would make, and they continue to make it to this day, and they profit off of it all the time. But when I was young, I didn't know that, and just figuring it out. And I guess one time some guy's prediction really landed with me, and it caused me to just, I was sick to my stomach the more and more I would read this person's book, the more and more I would watch videos on this thing. And it was related to moons and what this meant prophetically. World events were happening, lots of wars were happening. And so as a 14-year-old who hadn't grown up and wanted to live his life, man, I'm in fear. I'm just living out of fear. And then I would tell my friends these things. I would give those thoughts to the people around me that, you know, I thought I believed it and I was scared of it. So shit, it must be true. And so I would get into debates with my friends about it too, in a healthy manner. But still, that person's thought was clearly wrong, and I would find this out, I guess, in a matter of months or years. I really don't know when I realized that I was living in fear for absolutely no reason. And I guess that it dawned on me, like, that guy's thought was just so he could be right, or so that he could profit. And that's what all the other thoughts are today. Most of the people that you listen to, or I guess most of the media that you consume, is all to get a reaction. It's all to spark something. It's all to get your last dollar, to be honest, in my opinion. But I guess the point I'm trying to make with all that is, whenever you have so much media that you're consuming, you latch on to things, and those opinions that are fed to you naturally become your own. And so when you intake those opinions and they become your own, the truth easily gets dismissed without you even realizing it. So that's what I'd like to plant the seed of. How do we navigate through that? How do we know which thoughts and which opinions are our very own? The thing that I do, and I've been caught, and I'll still get caught up in whatever opinion is going around. It sounds popular. We're all guilty of this. And the number one mistake that you could make is thinking that, oh, I could never be fooled. That's just ignorance. But if you start to look at things like, what is this person actually trying to gain? Or does this really matter? Like, how much is this taking and sucking my energy? Then you can start to develop kind of a shell to prevent those thoughts from intruding in your mind. Then you can start to develop an inner peace that will benefit you more than staying woke or staying awake to all these things happening in the world. Then you neglect, if you're focused on all those things happening in the world, you're neglecting your own world. You're neglecting your family, you're neglecting yourself. And most of all, you're neglecting your relationship with the divine. So, my proposition, or the thought I'll leave, is this. Think to yourself, where is this opinion going? Where is it coming from? Who is benefiting from this opinion that I'm being told? What am I spewing out of my mouth to my friends? Is that thought my very own? Or did it come from someone that I don't even know and that doesn't even care about me? Those are the things I feel like we have to think about more than ever today.